A new job, however, and one that I found myself doing with ease. I was doing better than I ever was. It had been around 6 or so weeks since Tori's company had ghosted me. One day, while I was in a good mood, I suggested to him that since we were both working and our income was finally allowing us to have some luxuries again, why don't we invite Tori and Matt over for dinner? We used to do this all the time before everyone got busy and before, the entire lockdown thing. Halfway through my sentence, Dylan's expression had already shuddered into one that was closed off. Immediately, he refused. It wasn't at all like him. But, as I stood there arguing with him, I suddenly realized something. Just like Tori and I were best friends, Dylan and Matt spoke just as frequently. And, lately, they haven't been talking at all. It went further than this, because just like Tori and I made time every other week to hang out, Dylan and Matt did the same. So they didn't just speak on an almost daily basis, but they actually hung out more than us. Every week, they had a guys' night where they, along with a few other friends, got together for beer and poker. That weekly guys' night hasn't happened in over a month? That couldn't be right. At Tori and I's next get-together, I decided to bring it up. Tori brushed it off as well. Didn't want to dwell on it at all and blamed it on either all of them being too busy or guy friendships being different. Alright. Enough is enough. I went home and decided to press the issue more, this time, with my husband. When it really seemed like I was not going to let this go, Dylan finally broke down and confessed. He told me the real reason why he and Matt weren't talking anymore. It was because of Tori. Correction, it was because of Tori and me. It was a whole thing that had happened with me knowing so. It goes all the way back to, you guessed it, the job interview. Dylan laid down the truth. As it turns out, the job that Tori, my childhood best friend, said she would help me get and speak up for me, she actually did the opposite. I asked him what he meant, and after a little hesitation, he did. Matt had spilled the beans on the entire thing. Dylan went on to explain that Tori had been lying and being nonchalant for a reason. Tori's boss had asked Tori about me. Only, when she answered, she didn't hype me or my skills and character as she had promised she would do. Instead, she provided an A to Z list of reasons why they shouldn't hire me. She wasn't just neutral or told her boss that her opinion might be biased because we were friends. She actively went out of her way to say things to deter them from hiring me. The entire thing brought tears to my eyes. Shakily, I asked Dylan, whom I could see had tried his best to keep the truth from hurting me, why he kept this from me for so long. Dylan responded by saying that he knew just how much I loved and cherished my friendship with Tori. It was better that I just didn't know about this because he didn't want to be the one to ruin our friendship. He came to know all of this because Matt had told him. Matt had also told him because he didn't want to be the one to ruin the lifelong friendship either. It was a game of hot potato with Tori and I's friendship, it seems. When Matt confessed to Dylan, Dylan had the right reaction. The reaction a good husband should have. He told Matt to tell Tori to do the right thing. Whether that should be confessing what she did or actually helping me get the job, whatever, all that mattered is that she should make this horrible situation better. Matt disagreed. They then proceeded to get into an argument. It all comes down to this. What Tori did is the reason why they stopped talking. And now that the truth is out, I'd never been one to run away from confrontation. I quickly called Tori and demanded to know the truth. Why didn't she do as she said? On top of that, why did she feel like it was necessary to badmouth me at her company? And why keep all of this from me for a month? She felt comfortable enough to do this to me but didn't feel so strongly about it that our interactions didn't change? Because for the past month, Tori and I had continued hanging out as usual. If there was any hope that Matt and Dylan had gotten it wrong. But they didn't. Tori told me her side of the story. Dylan was 100% right. Unlike Dylan and Matt, she was able to provide the answers I desperately needed. Afterward, I wish I had never asked. The reason why Tori didn't vouch for me as promised was because she didn't want things to change between us. Our entire friendship, she feared, would be compromised if we worked together. According to her, at work, she turns into a completely different person. I still don't know what that meant. Heather from HR seemed to like her perfectly fine. Tori didn't come to the conclusion that she and I might not be a professional good fit until after she told me to apply. It wasn't too long after that she did some thinking and changed her mind. However, to her, it was too late to tell me that. Plus, she couldn't bring herself to say it loud. Instead, what she did was sabotage any opportunity I had at getting the job. Boom, status quo maintained. No harm, no foul, right? Except there was harm. Disgust couldn't even begin to cover what I felt. Tori knew just how insanely Dylan and I were struggling without a job. For no real, tangible reason, she went ahead and ruined my shot at a job. I hung up on her. I just couldn't handle any more meaningless justification. I then took an extra step by blocking her number. Now, almost a month has passed. The worst path is over for Dylan and Matt. They're back on speaking terms. Tori and I are not. Now that things have calmed down, Dylan is encouraging me to hear Tori out again and make up, if only for the sake of things going back to the way they were. Honestly, though, there is no way I can see that happened. What Tori did was nothing short of stabbing me in the back. Letting bygones be bygones is out of the picture. Yes, we're childhood friends, and I do miss her sometimes, but missing someone fades in the reality of feeling like you can't trust them anymore. Maybe if she had come clean that day and told me she just didn't want to work together, I would have understood. Instead, she continues to lie to my face for over a month. Decisions like this are hard, and everyone feels like a bad guy. It's the ultimate irony, actually. She didn't want to work together so our friendship wouldn't be ruined. Now, it was unsalvageable solely